Okay, so a little review on domain and range. So here it asked me for the range, but I'm going to do both. First, I'm going to do range, okay? So the question is asking me for range. I go here, I remember that range is y. So the very first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to highlight the y. And I know in the test you don't have highlighters, so with your pencil, what you can do so your eyes go there and nowhere else, you can like lightly highlight it so that you can focus on only these numbers, okay? So where this line starts on only these numbers that I highlighted, it starts at 9 and it ends here at 0. So then I know that y is going to be between 0 and 9. From 9, this drawing goes down, so I know it's going to be less. From 0, this drawing, the line goes up from 0, so it's going to be greater. So down is less, up is greater. Okay? So again, between the y and the 9, y is less than 9. So over here, y and 9, y is less than. When y is less, y loses, so it gets 1 cookie, and 9 gets 2 cookies. Okay, so here's my inequality. This is a closed circle, so I'm going to put a line underneath. Between the y and the 0, I know that it is greater than the 0. So that means the y wins against the 0. So it gets 2 cookies, 0 gets 1. And there's a line underneath as well. Okay, so there you go, and this would be the range. Okay, I'm going to practice another one with you. This one, I'm going to do the domain. Okay, so domain is x. So I'm only going to look at these numbers here. Okay, so for the domain, and you know in the test you don't have a highlighter, so you can lightly highlight it like this with your pencil. Only looking at those. So the line on the yellow, it starts here at -2 and it ends here at 4. Okay, only on the yellow. This is where it begins, this is where it ends. So that means that x is between -2 and 4. Okay, from the 4, it goes that way. So it goes to the left, so that means less. From the -2, it goes that way. It goes to the right, so it means greater. Okay, so between the -2 and the x is greater than the -2. So that means x gets 2 cookies and -2 gets 1. This is a closed circle, so the line underneath. Between the x and the 4, okay, it's less, so x loses. X gets 1 cookie, 4 gets 2. This is open, so I leave it. So this would be my domain. Okay, so a little bit on domain and range of linear functions. I'm going to add, we already went over the range of the quadratic, so in this one, I'm going to add the range of exponential. Let me find it really quick. Oh, I don't see it. Here it is. So for the exponential functions, the very first thing you're going to notice is the asymptote. So the asymptote is like a border of where this line is approaching but never touches. So this line is going that way. Over here, you see how it's trying to approach the x, but it never does, going this direction. So the asymptote is this, like a little border. Okay? This, I'm looking for the range, so I know it's y. So I'm only going to look at these numbers on the y. Okay? The border is going to help me determine, well, it goes only from there and up. There's no function below that border, only above it. That border is at 0. Okay? So then you would put y because of its range. Because the function is above the border, it'll be greater than, and then the 0. And that would be the range. So we're going to do another one really quick. This one's also exponential. This one is trying to approach this 5,000. So this would be the asymptote here. The function is above, so it would be y is greater than 5,000. Okay, just like that.